ZeyQuan Mitchell. He's from Macon. He's playing football at Shorter University, defensive back. And we're just gonna go through some simple questions and answers, and just kind of vibe back and forth, just to kind of see, what ZeyQuan life has been. See if we can kind of pick his brain a little bit. Just kind of find out more about, who really ZeyQuan is and where he's trying to go. So right now, I just want to introduce him, ZeyQuan Mitchell. My first answer to you, a question to you, is, what high school did you go to, and what sports were you participating in high school?
So I went to Howard High School, and I participated in football, basketball, baseball, and I ran track.
Okay, that's what's up. Track. So you pretty fast, man. How did you in track? What you ran? The 100, 200? What did you do? Long jump?
So when I ran track, I ran the 100, the 200, and the relay.
100, 200, and the 4x1 relay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what's up. And so now, I could see you like on the track team at a school or something like that. What's up with that?
Yeah, I could have, but my passion is football.
Okay.
It was baseball,
but
then it came football. I started loving football when I really got in ninth grade. That's when it took over. Baseball was really all my sport when I was little.
Yeah.
But,
What local rec centers you played at?
Baseball. I played. First I started making Little League.
Okay.
And then my dad transferred me over to Vine Ingram.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
when the competition got
a little stiff. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Football. I played. I didn't start football in 4th grade, so I started football late. But I played at Stratford.
Oh.
And then after that,
and some nice boys came out of Stratford now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my dad was like, he wanted me to play somewhere a little bit tougher, so I played for Bloomfield Gym.
Football?
Yep.
Oh, I forgot they had a rec league out there.
So I played for them too.
Okay. And so which high school did you went to?
Howard High School.
Howard. Okay. Excellent. And so you end up playing. Were you always a defensive back, or you play some receiver, or which safety, or what?
So the crazy thing about it, when I was in middle school, I was a quarterback. That's what I always wanted to be, a quarterback.
Okay.
So 8th grade, I supposed to been a starting quarterback, but some stuff had happened and I couldn't play my 8th grade year, so I had to sit out and just wait for 9th grade.
Right.
So yeah, I played when I first came in high school, I was quarterbacking.
Okay, how'd you do?
I was doing pretty good. I was pretty good. I could have kept staying there, but quarterback, you have a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, no doubt.
My head
Them
coach,
boys got to be nice.
He used to chew me out. So
Okay.
I just changed position. And my dad he was telling me, I had a guy in front of me, so my dad was he being real, and he told me,
right.
If you want to play, you're gonna have to switch your position. I feel like you'll be a good DB.
Right.
That's what I did. I went to DB my 10th grade year, and I fell in love with it from there.
And you balled out.
Yep.
Okay. So you originally from Macon?
Yes, sir. Born and raised.
So born and raised in Macon. There's a lot of stuff going on in Macon nowadays. A lot of crime.
Yep.
A lot of good things, man, that people don't point out in Macon. We got a lot of youth organizations out there that's kind of trying to help out with the crime that we have in Macon. Have a lot of nice churches out there that we all need to get involved in.
Yep.
Have you done any like community service, or have you done anything in the past that kind of help with that, or just something you remember in the past, that like the Boys and Girls Club or anything like that, or with your church?
Yes, sir. We group of guys I know from school. We used to go pass out food to the homeless.
Okay, that's what's up.
We did a couple stuff at the Boys and Girls Club. We just show up and just be with the kids and stuff.
Right.
And at school, I used to go read the books to the kids at the local school in Rome.
Okay.
every Friday, you know, with my jersey on and stuff.
Okay.
Just being around the kids.
That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
I found out, man, that every good kid, man, they use. I know we hadn't talked about you community, you know, doing any community work.
Yes, sir.
But I just felt good about it. You know, I felt like I knew I kind of threw you off a little bit, but I felt good about it because I felt like every good kid usually have done some community work. They kind of, especially in their own home, man. You know, you need to find a way to, you know, help out the community, give back, and so you know, so everybody can kind of move forward. With the better things in life.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about like where you at now. I mean, and your injury. If you don't mind, if you can take us back a little bit further and tell us, you know, you can start anywhere you want. You can start elementary school and high school. Just kind of give us a whole synopsis of like, you know, what happened and where you were, because we got some stuff we want to talk about, like your injuries and stuff.
Yes, sir. So high school, going to high school, I broke my wrist 2 times. I broke my wrist my 10th grade year and my junior year.
Okay.
I broke it 2 times.
Wow. The same wrist?
Yep. The first time I broke it. The first time I broke it, that was my freshman year. Because I was playing JV, and I broke it in the JV game.
Right.
And I had to sit out and have surgery, healed back up, and then I broke it again in my 10th grade year, but like in the spring, like in high school, it was like going into my junior year though, but it was still spring ball. I broke it that year too.
Wow.
But I came back for that season, and still played, but I mean, I feel like I was always slept on. Anyway, I feel like I was one of the top athletes around here, but you know, too many people don't talk about it.
Right.
So that's why I always had a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
To work hard and to outwork everybody else.
Man, I see that now, man. It's crazy. I don't understand, like, you know, I see so much going on when you come in here, man. If you was 100%, I can just imagine how things would go. But continue.
So like, going into college and stuff, you know, everybody had that dream of going to play football or, you know, going to play baseball or whatever. So when it started getting towards my, you know, my last year, you know, I'm starting to try to, you know, see what different colleges may be interested in me. And I had some interest like with West Georgia and Miles College, Valdosta State, but you know, back then, you know, you had to get a certain score to get into the school.
Right.
You know, I could never get that score, so
Right.
I was gonna go play at this prep school, but it wasn't gonna work out. So
Right.
I ain't end up going. So my baseball coach had asked me, you know, did I want to play college baseball, and I was like, oh yeah, for sure, coach. And I was gonna play at East Georgia, but you know that didn't work out for me, so I had to just stay at home, you know, get a job and just, you know, just keep grinding, still working out and stuff, but get a job and stuff. You know, that was kind of stressful because, you know, I know I was supposed to be in school playing ball. So,
Right.
So, you know, I
mean, you one of the better ones out of Macon, so
oh, yeah.
you know what's up. It's time to play.
So I just kept, you know, praying and just kept asking God, you know, I still have my opportunity. And then that's when it came up with Columbus State.
Okay.
And a guy I used to know, you know, he helped me get in and stuff. I got in at the last minute.
Yeah.
The coach had called me. He was like, you know, he watched my film. He was like, you know, they like me. He was like, if I wanted to get in, I had to come down the next day.
Oh, snap.
Like, so it happened so fast.
Right.
And, you know, my mom, you know, she worked. So, but long story short, one of my best boys, he took me down there or whatever. And, I met with the coaches and we went to the dean office and, you know, they accepted me and I had to come take a placement test. And before you know it, I moved in the next week. I moved in on my birthday.
That's what's up.
And on my birthday, I had to go to my first practice.
Yeah.
And I caught a touchdown.
Just another day.
Yup. And, I ain't gonna lie, it was one of the best.
So you was playing receiver.
Yep.
So you caught a touchdown on your birthday.
On my birthday. They
in college.
In college. First day up there.
But you've been sitting out for a few months or so because you were working.
I was sitting out for like a year.
You was sitting out for a year.
And I was training for baseball because I thought I was going
So you weren't even playing football.
I wasn't even playing football.
And you cut your first touchdown.
First touchdown.
On college ground.
College ground. On my birthday.
I mean, come on, man. First of all, it's tough, to score in college.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So not only you scored in college, but at the same time you've been practicing baseball.
Exactly.
Then you've been working. So you hadn't had football on your mind for a year.
I started when I found out I was going to Columbus State. I instantly started training because he told me on the phone that they want me to play receiver.
Okay.
And when I got up there, the coach was like, "Yo, man, I know you play DB, but you're an athlete, so we want you on the offense side of the ball." And I was like,
"That's what's up."
I ain't care. I just want to play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From then on, that's where it went. The season got on. I remember the first game we played Allen University.
Right.
And I wasn't getting in the game like that at first. I remember when I first got in the game, I was in the game. They weren't throwing me the ball like that. First play they threw me, I caught like a 50-yard pass.
Right.
50-yard pass. It went on from there.
So you had to run that route and get loose.
Oh yeah. I scored like.
Coach was like, "He gone."
Yep. I scored like 8 touchdowns when I was at Columbus.
Oh snap! So you was there 1 year?
Yeah, I was there 1 year.
And you scored 8 touchdowns.
8 touchdowns. My first year really playing receiver too.
Wow. Okay.
And, so after that season, when everybody want to leave, Columbus State is like I say it's like a JUCO, like a stepping stone. You start from there. You try to build. You get your film right, and leave.
Right.
So I took summer classes at Columbus State, and I trained with my trainer. I had a trainer line now. We trained in the summer. And,
Right.
I went to camps.
Right.
And the first camp I went to was a Champion Elite camp in LaGrange. I ain't gonna never forget. And I went there, and it was like a mega camp. So it had over like 80 coaches there, D1 coaches.
Wow.
So I did my thing down there, and I remember the first play one-on-ones, I tweaked my quad.
Yeah.
But that was my only opportunity, so I had to kind of fight through it and do what I do.
So you were injured, basically.
Yeah, I was injured. I got injured at the camp, first play one-on-ones, but I kept going and I did pretty good. And the Stanford coach, I stood out to him. And the school I'm at now, the Shorter coach, he was looking at me. I had a couple people looking at me, but when I went to the Stanford coach invited me to the Stanford camp. There was another mega camp at Stanford. I went there and I balled out. And that's when I started getting a lot of offers. My summer just blew up.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So all of a sudden, so you went there, and then Shorter hit you up.
Shorter hit me up. Yo, Shorter was at that mega camp too, but I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of not really looking towards Shorter because I seen all the big schools in front of me, so I was kind of chasing after that.
Because don't we have Tennessee involved in that somewhere?
Yo, Tennessee, it was Tennessee, Cortland, and Shorter were my top 3.
Right.
So I could have went to Tennessee, but I chose Shorter because I felt like I better play right away.
Right.
And they, give me a pretty good scholarship.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So you went to Shorter. You played how many years at Shorter?
So I got to Shorter. I played my first year a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I say what kept me off the field is I don't like to blame it on nobody else, but I had a coach up there. It just everything was just on the same page. But that ain't I ain't gonna blame that why.
Right.
But that was my first time going to a big school like that, and I had to get in the playbook. I really went in the playbook. Like
he had different ideas.
Yep.
And just sometimes with coaches, they have different ideas and different schemes, and it fits different characters and different work ethics and work habits of athletes.
Yes, sir.
And so it's a lot of time as a coach, it's hard to explain to an athlete why they're not on the field. And sometimes they can be too explosive, too fast. They can run past situations.
Yep.
And so, and sometimes they can just be too slow, and sometimes they can't catch on to plays. And so it's so many different things that allows a coach to be a coach. And I can tell you right now, that first year was probably a situation where he knew someone else. He had seen them a couple years.
Yep.
He was a new guy on the block. You was working hard, but at the same time, the scheme, wasn't harnessing in like we wanted it to. And it was an eye test. It wasn't that you couldn't do it. It was more like, man, I know this, or not necessarily eye test, I would say a knowledge test or history test. He know this guy number 12 a little bit more than this guy, number 30.
Oh yeah.
So it happens to the best athletes.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to wait your time.
Yo,
You know.
that's what it was. I mean, I had to wait my time and just get in the playbook more, and just really got like learn the playbook and keep working hard. It's just adversity I was going through.
Right.
But I played a little bit that year, but I also had got a concussion. I remember I lost the game. I had got a concussion, and after that, I ain't really kind of see the field like that no more after that. But so the next season coming up, that's when COVID hit. So I was training hard. When we came back to school, I was the number one guy. Like I was starting and stuff.
So at this point, you that guy.
Yo, I feel like I was
Your
gonna be
name
that
was
guy
on the
this
board.
year. Yep.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna be that guy this year, and COVID hit, and so when COVID hit, we went home, we came back, and we didn't have a game, we didn't have a season that fall. We had to wait till that spring. We had the 5 games. So that's what's gonna be like, my comeback season, my breakout season. Everybody see what I can do, but
Right.
the second week of practice, I hurt my knee. I tore my
MCL.
MCL. I tore my MCL. They were saying I'm gonna have surgery, but my dad wanted me to get a second opinion. So
Right.
I came home to Ortho Georgia, and they told me I ain't need surgery, just good rehab.
Okay.
So I had to miss all them 5 games. So that kind of hurt me bad, because I was ready to come back and serve about what I can do.
Right.
So I ain't let it get to me. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna train with Coach Lee.
Gotcha. Okay.
But,
So what year is this again? Now COVID hit. So COVID hit 2019, but it really affected most people in 2020. They call it COVID-19 because it started like in maybe October, November, December 2019. But it really hit the United States, around February, I think, by the end of January, February.
Yes, sir.
So most people had to sit out, and then you had that fall. Were you talking about the 2020 fall or 2021 fall? When you
It was gonna be. I think it was a 2020 fall.
Okay.
2020 fall.
And so that next September, when COVID was probably at its height, if it was 2020 fall.
Yep.
2020, most people sat out and then tried to come back that 2021. But you guys were still balling, so that probably helped you a lot.
Yep.
But then hurt you at the same time.
Yeah.
So you was coming home.
Yep. So I went through that, and coming home, for the off season, getting ready to put in the work, because couldn't play the 5 games, so I've been putting in the work.
Yeah.
For the next season.
Okay, so that's when you reached out to me.
Yep.
And we kept missing each other for some reason. We kept missing each other. Like, hey, what is he gonna do? Is he really coming? Or is it just one of those things where your schedule just doesn't work out? And then all of a sudden I see these crazy pictures.
Yep.
Tell me about that.
So the day before, I'm gonna tell you, the day before I came home, I had a workout with my DB trainer at Georgia Tech. His name is Coach Trey. And then the day after that, I came home. I got in a bad car accident.
Here in Macon?
Yes, sir. Here in Macon, downtown Macon, Georgia.
Downtown Macon. Wow. So what happened with that? How did that go? I mean, what kind of accident? Was it just you in the accident, or were?
Yeah, it was just me. But luckily my brothers, they was behind me in the other car. I was in the car by myself. And
Okay.
so a little bit to tell you what happened. We was downtown, hanging out and stuff. And, we was getting to head home. We was getting to take it in. And, I was going on 3rd Street, and I went across the railroad track, and it airborne me in the air, kind of like I went off a ramp. I was in the air.
Oh.
And when I landed, they said when my wheels came up, I lost control, and I slid down that whole road into a pole.
Wow.
And
So you hit a pole.
yeah, I hit a pole sideways, and it shifted me. So I was in the so look, I was I'm driving, but when I crashed, my left leg was still in the driver's side, but I was on the passenger side.
So you were just kind of like.
Yeah, I was all the way over here, and I was kind of in and out, and I knew it was bad. But one of my best boys, Dante, he pulled me out the car and everything, and
Right.
My other boy Malik and Dallas, they called, they would call my mom, calling the ambulance and stuff, and that was pretty bad. I mean,
Yeah. I saw some pictures of the car.
yeah.
OMG.
So
Dude, that car was. That car was not a car anymore.
Yeah.
It looked like it got burned up. Did it catch a fire?
It was about to catch fire.
It was about to catch a fire because it was messed up.
So yeah, it was pretty bad.
So you got in the ambulance.
Yep. I remember waking up in the ambulance. I remember waking up in the ambulance and going back out. But I remember waking up in the hospital. It was rolling me through the hospital like you see on movies, like
Right.
rushing me through the hospital and stuff, and hooking me up to all this stuff and everything. Cause I almost had a ruptured lung, and I had it wasn't just my leg. I had a lot of more stuff that was going on with it too.
Right.
But for the most part, I broke my leg in 6 places, my femur in 6 places.
Wow.
Tore my patella tendon, and
So you tore your patella tendon,
yes sir,
broke your finger in 6 places.
yes sir,
6 places.
yep, 6 places,
Oh my God.
and I had to get a rod put in my leg. I stayed in the hospital like for 2 weeks.
So you still have that rod now?
Yep,
2 weeks on it?
2 weeks. Stayed in the hospital for 2 weeks, and they wanted to shift me straight from the hospital to rehab, but I wasn't ready for all that yet. So,
Right. Okay.
But like people don't know, like it was rough going through it. Like for a long time I couldn't use the bathroom on my own
Right.
and everything.
That's something we take for granted.
Take for granted. I just thank God every day. That I'm still here. I'm blessed.
No doubt. Exactly. And so you end up going through rehab.
Yes, sir.
They finally let you go.
Yep.
Out of rehab. And I noticed when we first hooked up, I think I ended up sending you a DM, and you were still like pretty much injured, and you sent me a DM back, and it basically said, "No, man, I can't work out." I'm messed up. So I didn't know like the extent of it. I didn't know how bad he was injured. I saw a little accident, but at the same time, I didn't think he was. I didn't think his leg was broken in 6 places. Also had a punctured lung, he had patella tendons, messed up. He had a lot of stuff going on. So I'm like, okay, this dude just ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, he out, he done. He's probably not gonna play football anymore.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden I started getting the messages again. Like, what? I'm like, he's ready?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, let's give him another week. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, coach, I'm ready. And then, so we finally hooked up, and so you finally came out here to Game On in Byron, which is where TNG operates at. You were still going to rehab at, I think. Maybe
Yes,
one
sir.
or two. I think you had like 2 or 3 more, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, I was going still to a couple.
Couple rehabs left. And so we started working out, man. I mean, honestly, when you walked in here, I didn't see no reason why you didn't have a cane, because you had a limp.
Yep.
You had a limp. I noticed, you was in a lot of pain if we did certain things.
Yes, sir.
So we, it's one of those situations where we kind of had to learn each other. You know what I'm saying? So one thing I tell all, I'm kind of telling a lot of trainers and a lot of coaches and stuff, make sure you know your athlete. Make sure you evaluate your athlete prior to just go ahead and, doing some workouts and stuff like that, for the simple fact that, even though, he may have had the injury most in his leg, that knee bothered him pretty much more than anything. So I had to be very mindful of the knee. His knee was having issues. Also his hip was having issues. I don't know, he just probably wasn't mobile for the last, 6 months. And so trying to get him in certain positions, trying to get him to the point where he can actually sprint and run and jump and hop and trust that leg again was tremendous for me for the first, at least month or so. Then once I realized what was really going on, one of his main issue was, he couldn't really put pressure down towards the ground. He couldn't put that force down to explode up like he needed to. So we needed to work on a few explosions. We had to get the leg, the calf, the quads, the calves hamstrings. We had to get all that stuff strong before really trying to explode or anything like that. So we, it was just, he was dedicated, but then I'm puzzling my brain every day, like, okay, how can we be real productive? I don't want him to waste his money. I don't want him to come out here and we not, accomplish anything. One thing about like coaching and training, you want your athletes to feel like they accomplished something. So even though you gave them some good wisdom, some words, they want to feel, them real athletes, they want to actually feel that heat. They want a little sweat bead. They want the muscles a little sore. So we did a lot of benching. We did some arm stuff. We was able to do some leg extensions. But the real work that he needed while he was really here, it took us about 5 or 6 weeks to kind of start incorporating those things. And once we did that, I think, we was kind of on top of some stuff. So tell me this. When did you think that it kind of turned for you for the best, for the better? In other words, you got here, you still had 2 or 3 rehabs left. You had another doctor visit to go to.
Yes, sir.
Because you hadn't been cleared, like totally cleared. He's been released to work out, but he wasn't totally cleared, like for good, not to see the doctor. So in other words, a month before coming to me, he was cleared to work out. He could put pressure on the leg. He can do this or that. But at the same time, he still had an appointment, which was a year. Was it a year later for that appointment, that last one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he had his year appointment to see his doctor, and so we still had to hear back from his doctor to see, was he going to completely clear Zey? And so take me to that point where you kind of knew we was on to something.
So, at first, it kind of be stressful because, put in the work, but, like you always tell me, it ain't gonna happen overnight. So, but I feel like when we start, like, when I start being in when I see myself squat and being to jump and being to extend that leg, like just by doing lunges and stuff, that's when I knew like we was on to something. And I could tell like my legs was getting stronger every time, by time going by, the stuff we were doing, and it just made me want to keep even going harder. And
exactly.
I can't do nothing but just thank you enough for everything done for me. Not even just training, just even all the talks we have and stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. We had some excellent talks. I don't know, sometimes I get in my way, I love talking to, younger guys, even older guys. And we all need somebody, we all need a little help, we all need them little nuggets that's going to get us through the day. So it's not all about, it's not all physical. A lot of stuff is mental. And one of my favorite sayings is wherever you are, be there. And so basically, if you're in a funk in your brain, you need to fix that. You need to be where you need to be. And so, sometimes you can be in a bad situation. You have to accept the fact that you're in a bad situation. And so wherever you are, be there doesn't always necessarily mean, find this happy space. Okay. What it means is, wherever you are, be there. So accept wherever you are and do what it takes, to get to the place you desire to be. So in other words, if he was in the hospital, accept the fact, hey, I'm in the hospital, my leg is bothering me, I need to take my PT, I need to listen to the doctors, I need to do what I need to do. If they tell me to do this, this, and this, I need to make sure I do those things. If you're here at Game On Training and Coach Lee is saying, hey, I need you to do this regardless of that, regardless of this, I need you to do that. I need you to think about here versus anywhere else. If you're in school, you need to be in school. If you're, I saw some kids swimming earlier, and they looked like they had an amazing time. I guarantee you they was there. Wherever you are, be there. So I think we had some conversations lasted probably a whole hour after the training.
Yep. I'll be here a little extra long about talking.
Right.
Really, what I really had to realize what was tough. The tough part, the tough part was, going through the pain and everything. But really, it's mentally, like you said. I had to really get myself good mentally. That's why I ain't been to school in a year. Mm-hmm. I had to just get right mentally, get right with myself, and accept what happened to me, and just keep pushing and keep going.
Exactly. And honestly, man, all athletes that get injured, they go through that. They go through that moment where can I still produce? Can I am I ready? Or it still hurt, or does it really hurt? You kind of question yourself about can you still perform at that high level? The answer is yes. You have to put in the time. You have to be mindful. You have to surround yourself with some great people. That's why I'm always tell you who you need to see that can help us. That's why I introduced him to Body Awareness, which is it's more like a sports performance place where you can actually get some therapy. So Zay's been going to Body Awareness just to kind of get some massages, get some therapeutic stuff on his knee and his thigh, and actually the hip. I think he had made some adjustments on your hip at one point. And so the one thing about once again coaches and trainers out there, you're not the end all for your athletes. Just make sure your ultimate goal is to make sure your athlete gets what they need so they can be productive. They don't belong to you. Just make sure you do your job, and that is to make them the best they could be. And they'll come back. If you did a good job, they'll come back. If you didn't, then maybe you didn't do a good job, or maybe they have other places they've gotten better because of you. So there's a bunch of situations like that. So tell us about your sprints. And so I think at one point you ran like a 4.5, 4.3.
Before my injury? Before my injury, the fastest I ran was a 4.38.
4.38.
And I ran that at the mega camp at Stanford.
Okay. So that's where they started coming.
That's where they started coming in.
They started coming. They saw that 4.3.
Yep.
They were like, okay, we can get that down to a 4.32.
Oh yeah.
And so, so I saw some explosion, some speed. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. We was outside. We were doing some work. I think we was running like a 30, just trying to see what's going on with the speed. And it picked up, man, I tell you. In another 3 or 4 months, I can see that 4.3 being back there. I guarantee it's every bit up 4.5 now. A lot of DBs right now can't get a 4.5. Yeah. 4.3. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, and you got an entire leg, and a puncture lung that happened. And I guarantee you're pushing out. It's not official, but I guarantee he's pushing out a 4.5 right now. So some of you coaches out there, don't drop your head on Zay, because he's gonna be ready. So we're gonna kind of wrap it up a little bit. I just want to say I appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir.
Just coming in on a daily basis, being dedicated to working out. That's for me. I know it helps coaches, it helps trainers to have someone that's dedicated to where they're trying to go. Being very positive, being accountable. Holding yourself accountable. Not necessarily being too hard on yourself, but not allowing yourself to just give in to a situation. Because sometimes you may come in here, your head hurt, your leg hurt, you're just not feeling well, but you're still here.
Yes, sir.
And so a lot of athletes, the coach, I'm hurting today, they won't show up.
Oh yeah.
But that's not you. You know what I'm saying? You grind every day. It's hard to find somebody that's gonna outwork Zay. I got several athletes And it's hard to find someone that's going to outwork Zay. I probably have a little 8-year-old that might outwork you though. You seen him now. He tough.
Yeah.
He tough.
Yeah.
But other than that, man, Zay, he killing everybody. But that little 8-year-old, he's tough. He's tough. So if there's anything, if there was anything that you would like to do in the future, or you would like to leave to the audience on your last statements, anything that's going to be impactful for you moving forward, what would that be?
I just want to say, no matter what you go through in life, don't give up, because you never know what God has planned for you, man. Like, don't matter the situation, anything, like, just keep going, keep praying, and keep Him first. Just keep working hard every day, because I had them days like when I first got a master and I was down bad. I used to cry every day, just thinking that my dream was gone, like I'd never play football again. But I just say, look at me now. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
what's up.
Came a long way from where I was at, and this guy sitting right beside me. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for God and Him. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot. And like I said, like, just never give up on your dream.
That's what's
'Cause
up,
I did.
man. Never give up, never give up. And so we're gonna leave. Like I said, this is my first of many, hopefully mini podcast. We will get the whole setup for you one day. Once again, defensive back for Shorter University, ZeyQuan Mitchell, Lee Hughes with TNG Sports and Fitness, and wherever you are,
Be there.
be there.